Hello, I'm back again. This is Christine, and this is going to be a very short video because I'm only going to talk about one thing, and that is how to cover your feeding tube. So if you have a feeding tube like me, then this may be interesting. If you don't, this is only interesting if you have a really bizarre curiosity as to what a feeding tube looks like. I actually had my feeding tube replaced recently for a Mickey feeding tube, which sits flat against the skin. They call it a low profile feeding tube, and it is so much better. It has absolutely changed my life. But to give you an idea of what my previous feeding tube looked like, I actually tried to make a video before I had it replaced. The video wasn't that great, so that's why I didn't post it yet, but I'm gonna try and paste in the image just to give you an idea of what it looked like. So it was basically just this hose that was coming out of me, and it wasn't very nice. It would accidentally get pulled and tugged, and anytime you put on a sweater or close your coat, like the thing would get kind of, you would kind of pull on it sometimes. So having something to cover it with and keep it tight against the skin was a huge priority, and I could not find anything in like the sort of conventional way, as in like medical supply stores or even Amazon. Like I couldn't find anything that was made for that. You can find lots of stuff for kids, because apparently quite a few kids have feeding tubes. I also know quite a few adults have them, so what's everyone doing? So I couldn't find anything, and I came up with some ideas of my own, and I thought I would share them. First of all, sort of the obvious things, tank tops. I got a bunch of these very nice frilly lacy tank tops, so orange, like a pinky red and a yellow. So these are fantastic, and it covers it up. It's sheer, you kind of see through it. You're never going to cover it up 100%, but it does the job well enough, and it keeps things flat to the skin, and so you're not having things like dangling around, because with the previous one that was the biggest issue. Like you walk and the thing just kind of flops and you don't want that. It's really not a nice feeling. As far as feeling good about yourself, you also want to look nice. So I got a couple of like frilly little bra top things, but the point is that it has this lace bit at the bottom, and it just about covers the area that the feeding tube is at, so that you don't see it or your partner doesn't see it if that's a concern. And then I also got very creative. This is something I thought I'd never wear, and I'm not wearing it in a traditional sense. This is a boob top. So it's like a bra thing that does not have any straps. But guess what? You can actually just wear it a little bit lower, like a sexy little band. And it goes both ways. So it has just this like really soft side to it. You can actually reverse it, so you can have the lace on your back or the lace in the front. And the trick with these is that you can't have any inserts, so you can't have the bra pads, so they can't be padded or boob shaped. But this is literally just a tube. You can even just make it yourself. You can just take, something old you have that you don't want anymore, or like yoga pants or something, and cut them up and make a band from that. And then I also found these, and these are really nice because they're just really comfy little tops that are a bit longer, and the elastic ends right underneath where the tube stops, if you will. So that's kind of a weird way to put it. And then, and this was really kind of weird in a way, I found something in a lingerie store. I found something that's meant to go around your stomach and doesn't have like a bra part or anything else attached to it. It's really just like a belly band. I don't think they call them that. I can't remember what this thing was called, but it's actually made to sit around your stomach like this. And yeah, I wouldn't have really given it a second thought before getting this feeding tube thing, but now I was like, oh, it's actually kind of nice. You wear like a black bra with it, and like a matching set or something, and it looks really good. So it's like, why not? And then a silly thing, so you have to keep your feeding tube clean and dry and well taken care of. And instead of using the traditional sort of gauze pads that are obviously a really good option, you can also find these funny little things. I found them on Etsy, and they make them in all sorts of different shapes. So I got this little heart because I think it's cute. I also got a frog and a hedgehog because why not have some fun with it? But yeah, these are all really good options. So if you have a feeding tube like me and you want to cover it up, then hopefully you got some inspiration from this. Just be creative, look around, see what is out there that isn't meant for that, but that can work for you. Now, if you're curious to see what the Mickey feeding tube looks like, I will do a little show and tell, I guess. So drum roll, that's what it looks like. So it's really just a little button that sits there. It looks like a big piercing. And I was like, oh, this is so much better. No tugging, no pulling, no nothing. So if you are going to be getting one, ask your doctor if you can get something like this. Like this one's called a Mickey. You can also ask for a low profile feeding tube because the Mickey is kind of the brand name as well. But they are so much better. And how it works is you get the connecting hose sort of thing, or the connecting tube that goes onto it, and it latches on like a lock and key. And then you can just inject your food and you're done. And then when you're done, you clean it, you disconnect it, and you're a free person. And you can move around and do everything, and it's fantastic. It's so much better than the previous one I had, I guarantee you. Even for things like working out, going to the gym, trying to feel better, trying to feel like yourself, all of that, so much better now. So that was it for today, and I see you soon, hopefully. Bye.